I now yield to Ranking Member Thompson for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank all of the witnesses for being here, and a very special welcome to Chairman Brady. It's always great to have a former committee member come back, and I've got to say, you look relaxed, you look younger, and you look wealthier. You know, if our Republican colleagues really wanted to seriously discuss global competitiveness, then we'd be talking about the elephant in the room, the Trump administration's reckless and chaotic tariffs. These are crushing small businesses and our farming community and our farmers. Once again, the Ways and Means Committee is fiddling while Rome is burning. Our committee, the House Committee with jurisdiction over tariffs, has sat idly by and done absolutely nothing while the Trump administration has imposed the largest tax in history on the American people. And we've actually surrendered our authority on tariffs to the administration, and that's just wrong. We should be working overtime to take that authority back. Global Competitiveness for American Workers and Businesses, the title of this hearing. Tell that to the Advanced Pressure Technology, a 33-year Napa manufacturer in my district that supplies parts to tech and semiconductor firms. Just this Monday, AP Tech permanently closed its Napa plant and laid off 237 workers in a community with a population of 79,000 people because the business has a significant consumer base outside of the United States, and they simply could not weather this administration's chaotic global trade policy. And I'd like to submit for the record, without objection, Mr. Chairman, the article in the newspaper that addresses this. In fact, the Trump tariffs have been an outright failure nationwide. As Professor Clausing stated in her written testimony, these tariffs amount to a $1,700 tax on each and every household in the United States of America. They've harmed U.S. business competitiveness, and again, as the professor testified, have actually cost the United States manufacturing jobs. But no sector has been harder by these reckless tariffs than our farmers. They've been devastated by this trade war. U.S. agricultural exports to China fell by more than 50% at the height of the trade retaliation. Soybeans exports collapsed so severely that prices dropped to decades-long lows, with prices falling some 34% from prices in 2021. Dairy products have faced declining market access, and pork producers lost major overseas buyers. Nearly 8,000 farms shut down nationwide during the early phase of the trade war. These aren't abstract numbers. These reflect a major harm that's been imposed on our constituents. These tariffs slammed the door on foreign markets that took decades to build. Farmers cannot simply wait out a trade war. Once a foreign buyer shifts to another country, to Brazil or to Europe, those markets don't come back easy. This committee should work together to take back our tariff authority and develop a sensible, consistent trade policy rather than letting the administration run roughshod over the United States Congress. I'm sure many of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are hoping that the Supreme Court does their job for them, and maybe they will. But that doesn't change the fact that struggling businesses, struggling farmers, and everyday Americans who are struggling to keep up with ever-rising prices are asking Congress for help, and Republicans continue to turn a deaf ear to their pleas. I would hope that we could agree that affordability is a major issue impacting all of our constituents, and the best place to start to address this is in the tariff space. And I yield back the balance of my time.